Okay, so we finally got done with the Patrat hunt last time. So this time, we are moving on to, you can obviously guess with all these eggs, we are now hunting for Pansage. I have here just under 810. I actually want to show you guys because I don't have room in this game, so I had to hold off on getting 4 more eggs. So these were the 2 shiny Patrats I found previously. Actually, remaining eggs, I actually got a 3rd one. See? 3rd shiny Patrat, the day after I got the one from last time. Of course, that couldn't happen when, I was streaming this. Of course that couldn't happen on camera. I actually wrote down how many eggs these took. So let's see. So the first shiny Patrat, out of 1,620, technically 1,621, because of the last one I got from the daycare before grinding for the Patrat eggs. So out of 1,621 eggs, the first shiny Patrat was 237. Second one, 1,161. And the third one, 1,505 out of 1,621. Before we get started, I also want to show you guys something funny. This watch hog here, which I was using to breed for all those Patrat eggs, when I got it back from the daycare, it was level 100. Now, for those who don't know or don't remember, back then in the older Pokemon games, when it comes to daycares and breeding, the amount of steps you took determined how much like EXP and levels your Pokemon gained while in the daycare. It's not like how it is nowadays, where you leave something in the daycare and it gains no levels. You pay a certain amount. You pay a certain amount of money to get your Pokemon back. Back then, the amount of money you paid depended on how much level and experience your Pokemon gained in the daycare. And let me tell you, it takes an absurd amount of steps to get your Pokemon to level 100 in the daycare. And the fact that that watch hog I was using was level 100, that is pretty remarkable. I think that's actually the first time that I have ever gotten a level 100 back from the daycare. Like, I've tried doing it before just for fun, and I gave up instantly because I never got it to level 100. Okay, so in case you guys were wondering where all those Patrats went, there they are. So get ready to say goodbye to all these Patrats before they get sent to the Shadow Realm forever. So now that I've hatched all the Patrat eggs, I'm going to, transfer all of them or, delete all of them. So you guys can do the math. That's where the first shiny Patrat was. There's the second one. There's the third one. And then there's the... Oh, sorry, the screen's a little cut off there. There's the final one. So, if you want, you guys can do the math to verify you saw which spots they came from. The 3 shiny. Alright, let's get to hunting this, this green monkey. Which, now that I'm done with the Patrats, I need to be a little more vigilant. Is that it? I need to be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more, dang, what is the word I'm looking for? Observant, I guess? Because Pansage's shiny is very subtle. Compared to Patrat, of course. Patrat's very noticeable. So I need to be really observant and really pay attention. Really pay attention to if it's shiny or not. I also did not test or look up how many steps Pansage takes, so it could take the same amount of steps as Patrat did. I'm actually going to look it up right now. I remember, like, in old school Bulbapedia, I think it would say how many steps it took. Let me see. Well, I'm on the Pokemon database website. That was Patrat. Let me look up Pansage now. I looked up Pansage. I looked up P-A-N-S-A-N-G-E. Whoops. Oh! Pansage actually takes longer! It says here, okay, yeah, Generation 5. I don't know if it even matters. Oh, that's even better. Pansage takes even longer to hatch. It says here Patrat takes 15 egg cycles, which whatever that means. It takes anywhere from 3,599 to 3,855 steps. And then Pansage, and I assume for Pansear and Panpour as well, 4,884 to 5,140 steps. So Pansage takes even longer to hatch. Wow! Maybe I wasn't paying attention, right? I was too busy looking that up. I wasn't paying attention to, you know, screens, so I don't know if that was faster or not. Okay, so the Pansage we're looking for is a little brighter, a little more neon. I don't know if I would call it neon, though. It says hatch time 20 cycles. I don't know what a cycle is. Oh, there's a Bulbapedia page. List of Pokemon by base egg cycles. Well, this, Let's see. I need the Gen 6 numbers. Two, three, four, 5. So 5 to 6. So, yeah, 3,855 for Patrat. 5,140 for Pansage. That was all of them, yeah? Oh, look at that, all 5 of them were male. Is there a... I think I saw earlier, just now... Yeah, the gender ratio is 87.5% male. Okay, none of those were shiny. So the chances of a female one are actually a lot rarer. It'd be great if I got a shiny female then, given how rare that's gonna be. Okay, so we got a couple things to talk about today. We have 3, count them, 3 TV shows to talk about today. We have Daryl Dixon Season 2, we have Agatha All Along, and we have The Penguin. I have an episode for all 3 of them to talk about today. But first, before I talk about those 3 shows, I want to talk about what's been going on, the couple, well, actually, the past 2 days. No, the past day, actually. So, it's been kind of rough for my family lately. My extended family as well. Well, not really my extended family. Let's say my sister's extended family. The in-laws. You guys remember how I mentioned not too long ago that my family hasn't been feeling really that great lately, like health-wise. Well, I told the story, I think. I can't remember if I told the story of shiny hunting here. Recently, my grandma-in-law, so my sister's husband's grandma, my friend said that, you know, her in-laws are also my in-laws, whatever. So, that side of the family's grandma went to the hospital because she wasn't feeling too great. It wasn't anything serious. It's just, you know, elderly's not feeling great, so take her to the hospital to check out what's wrong. And then on that same day, my dad also went to the hospital because he too wasn't feeling well. No walk-in clinics or doctor clinics at times, so went to the emergency to check out what was wrong. Right? So, a couple weeks ago, both dad and grandma-in-law went to the hospital. And, well, because summer's over and we're transitioning into autumn, allergies and whatnot, that mostly affects my sister. And then it turns out, like, at the same time that grandma went to the hospital, my sister took the advantage and also checked out this thing that was, you know, growing on her neck. It's nothing serious, but if we want it removed, it may have to be surgically removed. So, and there's a chance that, you know, because of where it's placed on her neck, there's a chance it could leave a quite visible scar. So, So aside from that, I forgot to mention this, however long ago. Grandpa, my actual blood grandpa, my dad's dad, my grandpa, he's sick as well. I mention all this because earlier today to last night while I was in bed, it turns out that my sister's husband's father had a heart attack. Like, goddamn, the changing of seasons is making everyone in my family feel like shit. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's now like 5 members in my family who have gotten like medical problems within the past month. Obviously, last night we were all asleep. My sister went to her husband's place to sleep for the night, and then, you know, like 4 in the morning, father-in-law had a heart attack. Which they didn't know was a heart attack until like after the hospital got it checked out and then told the results of what happened to him. So, yeah, that happened last night, causing my sister to not really get much sleep last night. Anyways, hello, welcome. It's been rough for ya boy's family lately. He seems to be doing alright, you know. He needs to stay at the hospital for the next couple of days just to be monitored. But he seems to be fine. It was a blood clot in the heart, which, one of the procedures they did to unclog the clot. Man, if y'all gotta do that with me, y'all might as well just let me die. If I need to do this, man, just let me be 6 feet under. I ain't doing this. So all you medical folks watching, if there is ever any, yeah. So something that they did to help him is they, oh my god, I can faint just by the idea of this alone. So what they did was they slid a tube in through the wrist veins. They slid a tube down the wrist veins, and it went all the way to the heart to unclog the clot in the heart. A tube going all the way from wrist to heart, and the best part about it, from what I'm told, there's no anesthesia. No anesthesia for a tube to go from wrist to heart. Oh, hell no. Just let me die at that point. I'm older. I got a heart attack. No. Oh, the idea of that happening alone, I can easily faint from. I already don't like needles sticking into me. A tube going all the way from my thick wrists to my heart? No. So yeah, you know, family member after family member. Just, it's not been great. Well, that's why, you know, stay healthy out there, everyone. Take your vitamins. I know I need to. I have a whole bottle of, like, you know, vitamins to take. And, if I remember to, I take them. I know I should be taking them regularly, it's just I don't always remember. So right now what I'm doing is I am doing Lunala Dynamax Adventures. I was doing it all day, not a single shiny, no phases at all. See, I've explained before why I'm hunting for Lunala, and by extension, like, why I'm hunting for the Light Trio again. I say again because I literally hunted all three of them earlier this year. And now I'm doing it again. One is because I don't really have anything else to hunt. Like, nothing really to hunt on my own to keep me busy. Another thing is, you know, to prepare. What are you watching me do right now? Shiny hunt to prepare to put the shiny into a future game. I do have eggs, right? Yes, I do. Currently, as of playing this, the only way to get shiny Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma outside of Pokemon Go, the only way to get them shiny is Dynamax Adventures. And you already know, some future game that hasn't released yet, some future game, they're going to be available, but shiny locked. So the only way to get them shiny into the game is to transfer them from a different game, aka Dynamax Adventures. So I'm hunting for them now to prepare for when that happens. I did the exact same thing with all 4 Tapus in Dynamax Adventures earlier as well. I got shiny Tapu Fini, the hardest one out of the 4, in only 3 raids. Now those are the 1 in 100 odds I like to see. So yeah, I got shiny Solgaleo the other day. So now I'm, you know, obviously up next is Lunala. You know, it feels great to be doing something new, something fresh, or, you know, something quote-unquote new. Being Pansage, I don't have to see that rat on my screen for, you know, like 20 hours again. Instead, now I get to see Monkey on my screen times 6. Because I need 2 of each monkey. There's 3 monkeys for me to hunt, and, you know, 6 of them. Well, I'm prepared. My body is ready. I'm also curious as well, because I counted why can't I talk? How many laps around Prism Tower it takes to hatch Patrat, which was 11. So I'm curious, is it the same with Pansage, or is it more? It should be more. So I'm gonna count that before we start talking about the shows. Okay, let's count. Alright, kids, count to 11 with me. With like 20 seconds in between each. Well, not 20 seconds, more like 10. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. So it does take more than 11. You saw it here, folks. You saw it here, folks, first. It does take more than Patrat. Yay. 12. 13. 13 and 13 and maybe, I don't know, a third? 13 and a third laps. Oh, that time is really gonna stack. It's really gonna add up. Jeez, how's it already been like 20 minutes of this song? Okay, let me see. What other song can I put on? you know what? This path isn't that bad. This path isn't that bad. I have 4 party members who each have a dark move, minimum 1 dark move, against Lunala. I might reset this path, actually. Just because I am pretty much maxed out on ore. And if I'm going to be hunting for Necrozma afterwards, well, I'm just going to, you know, have all that ore go to waste. And when I mean maxed out on ore, I mean maxed out completely. My bag is full, as well as every single box in my PC is filled, and each of them are holding a piece of Dynite ore. So I am maxed out times 2. And if I don't use them before, you know, hunting Zygarde, then it will just go to waste. Wow, we just one-turned with Lunala. Alright, let's talk about these shows. I'm going to talk about Daryl Dixon first, then Agatha, then Penguin. Alright, let's do this. So, a couple days ago, let's see, today is Wednesday. So, 3 days ago, on Sunday, was the premiere of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. God damn, was I excited for this. Okay, no shinies in this Dynamax run. Reset. So, yeah, I was excited. I was mad excited for this premiere. Just because Daryl Dixon is probably the best spin-off Walking Dead series out of the 3. You know, Daryl Dixon, Dead City, and The Ones Who Live. And it's been a while since we had anything Walking Dead content. I think The Ones Who Live ended, what was it, like May? Whenever it ended. It's been a long time since the last Walking Dead content aired. So, I was mad excited. And I gotta say, also, all the reviews I've seen online for the first episode of Season 2, I've basically seen everyone complain about the exact same thing. I need to sneeze. Okay, so, let's see. This episode primarily follows Carol. We open with Daryl training Laurent, which Lo Sang disapproves of. He doesn't want all that violence in Laurent's life. You know, there's been a lot of teases before the season starts. A lot of teases that Lo Sang is going to be more, you know, somewhat antagonistic a bit. So, we'll have to see. I'm just deciding what to do. I'm going to Sword Stance and then Facade, so that way I don't use my Dynamax. So, in the plot, we get a couple of characters were taken by Madame Genet. We have Falou and then the other guy's name. The boyfriend of Sylvie, whatever his name was. So they get taken by Madame Genet. Daryl wants to go right ahead immediately and rescue them, because in this world, if you wait, they're gonna die. But Lo Sang is like, no, we should wait for information first. Already, you know, butting heads of opinions there. And then we kind of cut back to Carol in America. What's funny is, not only was Season 2 shot back-to-back with Season 1, so what year did, what year did Season 1 come out? Did it come out 2023? Early 2023? Season 1... Oh, no, not early. Came out late 2023. September to October, so a year ago. So yeah, what's funny about Daryl Dixon Season 2 is not only was it shot back-to-back with Season 1, so let's say Season 1 was shot like a year before it premiered, so like 2022. Right now, late 2024, we're seeing footage of late 2022. Ain't that kind of funny? Yeah, not only was Daryl Dixon Season 2 shot back-to-back with Season 1, but also, what's funny is, the Carol scenes were all shot in France. The America scenes were not shot in America. I find it kind of funny to think. Don't you guys think it's kind of funny that, you know, in terms of like shows and movies, they show you a place, like they show you the setting and where it's set, like say set in America, set in France, set in China, set in wherever. But in real life, a place like that doesn't exist. Ain't that kind of funny? Like you see where Carol is in quote-unquote America, there's this farm. Ain't it kind of funny to think that in real life that farm doesn't exist in America? It actually exists in France, in real life, compared to the show. I just thought that was kind of funny to think about. Anyways, so we follow Carol, and the storyline follows after her ending tease of Season 1. Carol gets back Daryl's bike. Carol goes to that, you know, like, auto parts area where Daryl was, where he was taken. And then Carol just goes absolutely insane, getting answers of what happened to Daryl. Shoots an arrow into the guy's foot like, "Are you crazy, lady? Certifiable. Now where's my friend? He was taken on a boat. A boat to where? To France." I love how Carol instantly didn't accept that. It's like, are you real? You really want to mess with me right now? And then the guy reveals that, you know, French scientists come to America looking for American walkers. I wonder why. Maybe there's a reason why. I hope that gets brought back up later on. So, Carol sees a French flag and realizes they're telling the truth. Which, I feel like Carol... Like, that's quite a big conclusion to jump to. Like, Daryl did not escape the boat to France, and maybe he's still somewhere in America? Like, damn, that's a pretty big conclusion to jump to. That Daryl is in France. Obviously, we know that's true. But for Carol, she has no way of knowing if it's true or not. She can only assume, yes, it is true. Daryl is in France. You know, who knows if he's dead or alive. So for Carol to have the idea to go to France is quite insane. Because, you know, what if Daryl's not there? What if Daryl's dead? Going to France would be a death wish. Because say you reach there, how are you gonna get back, right? Anyways, one complaint I saw basically everyone say about this episode is, so after Carol leaves and takes the guy's car, she hits a walker and then crashes a car, you know, Season 2 Lori style. But then she crashes her car because she heard a plane fly by. My, that is mad convenient. You need to head to France? Wow, how convenient. A plane just flies by and lands nearby. Potentially, you know, giving you an answer to how you're going to get to France. My, that is very convenient that a plane flew by right then and there when you needed it. Yeah, I saw a lot of a lot of people complain about that. Like, it was way too convenient. You know, that's almost like Fear the Walking Dead levels of writing for convenience. But you know what? It's okay. Like, I think if we all remember the fact that this season is only 6 episodes and they really got to get the plot moving, it's like, fine. Okay, fine. So then Carol goes all the way to where that plane landed, like she somehow miraculously knew where it landed. So she lies her way in to try to get close to the person who flew the plane, who is named Ash. This guy is too nice. Too nice for this world. So Carol got a head injury when that car crashed. So that's how she, you know, got in. She's like, my car crashed. Do you have a first aid kit? This ain't no infirmary, lady. I was really hoping that we could count on the kindness of strangers these days. Which, that's the title of the episode in French. I think it's The Kindness of Strangers in French. So yeah, she stays the night with Ash. You know, just constantly interested in the plane. Next day, Ash leaves her alone for some reason. You know, just a woman he randomly met, and instantly trusts her to just wander around his home unmonitored. So Ash has an incredible system built up. Electric fence that, you know, stays electrically closed. Greenhouse to grow food. Lots of fuel that he made himself, which will come back later on. So, yeah, Ash leaves to fly the plane. Not to go anywhere specifically, just to take it for a flight. His daily flight with the plane. So, Carol goes snooping. Ash goes to his greenhouse, where, you know, he grows plants, and then, like, he has something hidden in there. So Carol wants to know what it is. Is this guy hiding something malicious? So when Ash leaves, Carol goes snooping, but the door's locked by code. Oh no, the electric circuit short circuits. Carol, instead of, you know, rebooting it or whatever, rebooting, she decides to leave the power off so that she can go and snoop around, see what Ash is hiding. But because the power's off, that also means the electric gate is off, which means walkers can get in. Now, I heard one complaint, like, Ash knew that the power could, you know, blow a fuse, because it happened earlier in the episode. Ash knew the power could blow a fuse, and he didn't prepare for that. If the gate didn't have electricity to keep it closed, he didn't put, like, a lock on it in case that happened. He didn't do that, and he's lived here for who knows how many years, probably since the beginning. It's like, I heard that complaint. I heard that, like, bro, why didn't he prepare in case the electricity went out? So anyways, walkers get in. Oh yeah, there was also a lot of callbacks to Season 2 of The Walking Dead, with, you know, the first time Daryl and Carol started bonding, and as well as Sophia. That storyline with what happened to Sophia. When Ash was letting Carol stay in the barn for the night, she flashed back to Season 2 where Sophia came out of the barn. Now, on the main Walking Dead show, we actually never saw Carol really deal with her grief with Sophia. After Sophia died, we saw, you know, the rest of Season 2, Carol just, yes, be upset about it, but then the farm fell, and then we had a time jump to Season 3. And then Carol was a completely different character afterwards. We just never saw Carol deal with the death of Sophia. So, her in front of the barn reminded her of Sophia. Obviously, they recast Sophia. We didn't see Sophia's face, because obviously the actress grew up since then. So they had to recast someone else to play the young Sophia without showing us her face. Which, you know, yeah, they did the best they could. A part of me was wondering, would they reuse footage? Not for the Sophia thing. They reused the scene, they reused the footage of Daryl giving Carol the flower. They flash back to that, which kind of wasn't necessary, but, you know, Season 2 happened so long ago, I guess. It would have been cool if there wasn't a flashback, though, like, honestly. Anyways, so yeah, a lot of Sophia moments. So, yeah, after the power went out, Carol went into the greenhouse to snoop around, see what Ash is hiding. She finds this tree that is basically like a shrine to Ash's dead son, which reminded Carol of, you know, her dead daughter. And how they have that, you know, they have that in common. They're both parents who lost their kids in the apocalypse. Well, Carol gets ambushed by walkers coming in. And wow, that was tense. That scene was tense. Carol survived by a hair. So yeah, now one detail I didn't pick up on, like I was wondering why didn't you just climb out? So Carol, to survive, she surrounds herself, she barricades herself with a bunch of shelves so the walkers couldn't get to her. She climbs up the shelves, she breaks the glass roof to the greenhouse, and then she doesn't climb out. I'm wondering, why didn't you climb out? It's probably because if she stood on top of the glass, it would just shatter, and she would just fall back in. At the exact same time, Ash comes back and is super pissed. Rightfully so, right? Well, after all that happens, Carol feels bad, so she offers to clean up the whole mess. She offers to leave afterwards. Well, Ash tells Carol about his story, his son's story, how he died. Anyways, after that, they clean up. Ash offers Carol dinner, and then at that dinner, this really shocked me that Carol would do this. I see people defend it, I see people hate on it. I don't know how to feel. A part of me has to remember this is Carol's character. She does outlandish stuff that people typically don't like. Remember, she killed Karen and David out of paranoia that the flu or whatever it was would spread in the prison. She didn't isolate them, she killed them and burned their bodies. And then remember, this is also Carol who let out Negan to kill Alpha because no one else would actually agree with her plan. So Carol lies to Ash, saying that before the outbreak she was married to Ed. It wasn't a great marriage throughout, but then their daughter came, Sophia. Ash asks what happened to Sophia, where is she now? Instead of telling him the truth that Sophia's dead, she then rather says, well, just before everything started, Ed took Sophia to visit her aunt in France. And then everything happened and she was never able to reach out since. So then Ash picks up on it. It's like, you don't want me to repair your car, you want me to fly you to France. That is indeed an outlandish idea, especially in the zombie apocalypse. So Carol tries to convince him, like, if you knew your son was out there, what would you do? Wouldn't you do anything to find him? Well, obviously Ash is pissed that Carol's using his dead son to try to sway him. Well, next day, Carol's about to leave. As she leaves, Ash catches up to her, stops her, and they use this as a teaser, like a release clip before the episode came out. Before going into the episode, I was wondering, how the hell was Carol going to convince Ash to fly her to goddamn France to find her friend? They were smart. They were smart with how they cut the clip to release to the public before the episode came out. Because we didn't know at the time that Carol lied to him that maybe Sophia's alive and in France. So Ash is under the impression that she's trying to find her daughter, not her friend. And you know, Ash even makes a very good point. He's like, you want us to fly to France with no communication, no idea about the weather, no clue what's waiting on the other side. And he's right. Flying to France is basically a death wish. When Ash is set there, he has a greenhouse for food, he has an electric barrier, you know, for protection. He's set, you know? So, like, why would he leave the comforts of home in this world to help someone he just met fly all the way to goddamn France, right? There is one thing I like that he brought up. He asked Carol, why now? This is like maybe 15 years into the apocalypse. Why would Carol wait until now to try to go to France to find her daughter, right? And I like that. I like that Ash asks, why now? Why did it take so long for you to, you know, like, do this? Why'd you wait so long before trying to go to France? Carol's just like, can't do nothing anymore? Can't wait anymore? Well, much to my surprise, I know for plot relevance he needs to agree, but much to my surprise, it's illogical for him to agree. Get in. We have a lot of work to do if we're going to get all the way to France. Because, you know, there's in Ash's mind, there's also no guarantees that Sophia's even still alive after all this time. No idea where to find her. Absolutely no idea. So going to France, that is, yo, that is, yeah, that's a death wish. So they start planning. They start thinking like, okay, we're gonna maybe land in Greenland. I have no idea where it's. I don't know. I'm bad with geography. They're maybe gonna land in Greenland to refuel. And then it's like, do we have enough fuel to make it all the way there? You know, it's not exactly an airliner. It's a little plane. And then it turns out Ash has, you know, loads upon loads of fuel, saying he made it all because, you know, he had time on his hands. Which, okay, fine, fair enough. You need some sort of explanation. And, you know, there's another question of, can that dinky little plane actually fly all the way across the ocean? So it turns out Walking Dead producers, they actually had a professional they consulted with ask if that's actually possible, and they said, yeah, it is. Technically, it is. You just, like, switch over to fuel lines and whatever, you do some modifications to the plane, and yeah, you can have enough fuel to fly over the ocean. Cool. Okay, so by the end of the episode, we cut back and forth between Daryl and Carol. Daryl is about to ambush Janae and, you know, rescue their people. What they did was they planted a bomb that would go off once the tripwire is activated. But plot convenience, it doesn't go off. Plot convenience, the bomb doesn't go off, so Daryl just goes, you know, nuts to butts and just shoots at Janae's vehicles, actually managing to stop them. And this is where the biggest complaint I seen for the episode was, and unanimously I saw everyone complain about this. Daryl takes his sweet-ass time to cock his gun, to, you know, load up his musket to kill Janae. Okay, fine, he takes his time. So he aims to kill Janae, and then the bomb goes off right at that moment. And then Daryl turns around, Janae's gone. The thing I saw people complain most about is Janae's injured, she couldn't have gotten far, and this is Daryl fucking Dixon, who can track, who is great at tracking. Janae couldn't have gotten far, especially since she's injured. Daryl didn't run forward to check if Janae's around? Really? like, that's the biggest complaint I saw everyone mention about the episode. Daryl didn't go after Janae at that moment. Which I guess was a little stupid, but, you know, they needed the plot to go forward, right? That's television for you. And then we also cut back to America, where Carol and Ash are about to take off, and wow, that is some pretty bad luck, because lightning struck the barn that had all the ethanol fuel in it, causing it to explode, and also causing a power outage. So all the walkers are approaching. So they have to get into the plane and start flying immediately. Wow, that is some very bad luck. Of all places for lightning to strike, it had to hit the barn full of the fuel. So aside from that, they get in the plane. There's too many walkers for them to take on, so they have to take off. So I saw the behind the scenes thing. They were questioning, like, how exactly are we gonna do this safely? You know, the extras who are playing the walkers. How are we gonna, you know, have them be hit by the plane and not actually be injured? Whoever, I forget who said this. Someone was just like, oh no, we're just gonna have our actors actually be hit by the plane. It'll be fine. Obviously, they did it safely. So, in the show, those actors were actually just being hit by a genuine airplane. Like, legitimately. It's fine. They're all fine. They should be fine. Then they take off. They take off. I think that's how the episode ends. Yeah. Daryl rescues Falou and the other guy. Carol is taken off. She is on her way to France with Ash. You know, after the episode, I started thinking, like, wait a second. Ash actually agreed to go all the way to France with Carol? How the hell is he gonna get back? That's a small-ass plane. I don't see room for even food, let alone all that fuel to make it back. So, Ash is going with someone he just met from America to France in the zombie apocalypse. And man, I really hope he doesn't expect to come back, right? Because okay, not only is the question of how the hell is he gonna get back something to think about, like if he's planning to. In Ash's mind, he is hoping that Sophia's alive, so you would assume that Carol would want Sophia to come back to America, so there'd be 3 of them. That plane certainly doesn't have room for 3, unless I'm wrong. So how the hell does Ash intend to come back? So, okay, let's assume he has enough fuel. Does he just plan to, like, fly? Carol's obviously, hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, Carol is going to make Ash take Sophia back to America, right? First. So, will Ash fly Sophia to America, then fly back to France to pick up Carol, and then fly back to America? Is that the plan? Assuming they had enough fuel? I don't know. It just makes no sense to me how... It makes no sense to me why Ash would agree to such a ridiculous idea that is flying all the way to France. You should edit an egg hatch counter on your screen. If I would... Wait, no. If I knew how to, I would. I literally have no idea how to. Let's put on a different song. So yeah, there you have it. Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol, Episode 1. So yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining about Daryl being stupid and not going after Janae. That's like the biggest complaint I saw about the episode. And then I saw people complaining, like, why the hell would Carol do such a, such a dirty thing and lie to Ash about Sophia possibly being alive? Like, that is such a low thing to do. I was shocked about it too. I didn't think Carol had something like that in her. Carol, just basically soloing most of the wolves and then, putting down Lizzie. It's like, damn, those were tough moments for Carol. Don't get me wrong, but like lying about Sophia, that is low. That is really low. Obviously, she had to do that to get Ash to agree with her. Because, she used that to her advantage. She knew that Ash also lost a child, so she can use that. She can use Ash's sympathy to get him to agree with what Carol wants. If Carol were to say, I have a friend in France who I don't know if he's alive or not, I need to go all the way to France to make sure if he's even there, let alone alive, ain't no way in hell Ash was going to agree to that. But Sophia? Maybe, and he did. Stupidly enough, to him, he did. So I don't know. I don't know what went through his mind to agree to such a stupid idea. But hey, we got a great story out of it. Or, as great as you can get, as long as you overlook some of the plot conveniences and, illogical decisions. People are also really excited. He wanted that croissant. People are also really excited to see Ash learn the truth that Carol lied about Sophia. It's like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna leave them in France? Is he gonna fly back to America himself and leave Carol there? Is he going to, be mad but forgive Carol? It's like, or is he gonna try to kill Carol? And then he dies because Carol tries to defend herself, right? So it's like, what's gonna happen? He better have a fantastic response to it, full of rage, full of betrayal. Because if he's just like, oh, I understand, you lied, so I can help, so I would help you. You lied about your dead daughter so that I can help you find your friend. You found him in the end, so it's okay, I forgive you. I swear to God, I want a rageful experience. I want him to feel betrayed. If they write him to just forgive Carol instantly, god damn it, people, you had one job. So anyways, there you have it. Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. That's a long-ass title. Alright, now that we're done talking about Daryl Dixon, let's talk about Agatha All Along. So I watched episode 3. It was okay. That's about it. The show overall is just okay so far. What if he feels betrayed and then they get swarmed by walkers? That's a possibility. That is very much a possibility. Ash could die. There's a very high chance because, he doesn't have plot armor because he's not a main character. So Ash definitely could die. If they kill Ash off before he finds out the truth, like Ash is there dying and, his final words are telling Carol, find Sophia, find your daughter, and then he dies. He dies believing Carol's lie. Oh my god, that'd be so tragic. But hey, good for Carol. She got what she wanted and she doesn't have to deal with the consequences. Except, the guy died. Yay, right? I can't help but notice that that these spin-off shows are killing off their newly introduced characters rather quickly. Remember, in The Ones Who Live, Okafor died the first episode, Nat died the second episode. In Dead City, Tommaso and Amaya, they both died rather quickly. That actually wasn't the case in Daryl Dixon. Nobody really died except for that one other random American guy in France. And also, you know, just a bunch of no-name, like, soldiers and other villain henchmen, so it's like, whatever. And what if he becomes a walker himself? That'd be so sad. You know, there was a scene in the trailer, which, you know, a lot of people are excited to see, because one thing that is super exciting about Daryl Dixon are the variant walkers, the super walkers, the amped walkers. We're gonna get bioluminescent walkers, which I can't wait to see, because those are pretty practical, based on what Greg Nicotero said. I think they said, like, they use a lot of, like, actual glow-in-the-dark paint and whatever, so they only had, like, 2 minutes to film every time they made the paint light up. Cool. I will appreciate the scene that much more, knowing that majority of it was actually practical. So there was a scene in the trailer where we see Ash run for dear life, being chased by a whole bunch of fast walkers. That's gonna be an awesome scene. Oh my god, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that, running for your life with a bunch of fast running zombies behind you? My fat ass would be dead instantly. But you know, maybe adrenaline will kick up. If it's life or death, you better hope that adrenaline kicks up and you have infinite stamina. Imagine Ash becomes that bioluminescent walker. Nah, they won't do that. And, or like one of the main characters. Nah. Okay, well, that's enough of Daryl Dixon. So, you know, speaking of practical effects, let's talk about Agatha All Along, episode 3. One thing I will say about the show, at least, is that the practical effects are nice. You know, it's a nice breath of fresh air to see so many practical effects rather than CGI. So that's nice. The Witch's Road is all practical. Well, majority of it is. Maybe some CGI touch-ups. I have no idea. All I know is they actually built a set for the Witch's Road. And then, so in this episode, they reach the road and they need to be tested. I forget how many tests there will be. There should be one test for each witch in the witch's something. I don't even know the names of these characters. All I know is Agatha and Teen. I only know their 2 names. I don't know the other 3 names. Okay, so so the Witch's Road, they come across a house in the distance, which I gotta say, it looks pretty fake. It looked fake as hell. It kind of looked like a painting. But I think that was the intent. I think that was the intent, for it to look kind of fake-ish. To look kind of like, you know, more old school and practical. Even though there wasn't actually a house in the distance. So they enter the house, and then the entire aspect ratio changes. I like that. I like when the aspect ratio changes. It adds a new, you know, kind of flair to these kind of shows. WandaVision really started with that. Even though WandaVision wasn't the first show to do that. A lot of countless other shows did that beforehand. It was really WandaVision that got a lot of people to really notice aspect ratio changes. So yeah, the aspect ratio changes, the filming quality changes, it isn't as cinematic. So the house is testing them. They have 30 minutes to solve a riddle, and then, well actually no, the riddle was the first step. Whatever the hell that riddle said, the answer was wine. So then wine shows up, they all drink it, and then it's poison. So the witch who specializes in like potions and mixtures and whatnot. She's the one who has to, brew up a cure. Witch brewing a potion in a big cauldron style. Even though they didn't have a cauldron, they used a sink, which I suppose works. So they each need to split up and get certain materials to, brew a witch's cauldron potion to cure themselves of the poisonous wine. Agatha, she's actually quite a bit of a snake, She actually doesn't drink it, but then she has to drink it just because otherwise they'll all die unless they all, do this together. So reluctantly, Agatha drinks. She's now poisoned, so they need to gather the materials to cure themselves. This is also the same episode where we first hear the name Mephisto. I know new rock stars is, jizzing their pants hearing the name Mephisto be spoken out. And this is also the episode where we first saw what Lady Death looks like. Sure, it was a hallucination, but still. It's the first time we saw what Lady Death could look like in the MCU. Whoops. Did not mean to press that. What the hell? Whoops, my bad. Did not mean to press the Pokedex. So they gather materials, rather easily. Damn, this is what it takes to make a witch's potion? One of the ingredients was just honey. Another ingredient was something in face cream. It's what's stopping an everyday person from coincidentally gathering these materials and just so happen to put them into water in the right order? Because it was said to make this potion, you have to put everything in the right order. So, what's stopping from someone accidentally doing that, right? For some reason, some everyday Joe puts honey and face cream and in a big pot of water, starts stirring in a particular direction with their dominant hand. It's what? Anyways, so in terms of practical effects, it is nice to see, but it also looks very cheap. It also looked extremely cheap. Because in the sink, when they were making the potion, the light kept on changing. The color of the water kept on changing. Obviously, they just put LED lights underneath the sink to change the color. So, while practical effects looked nice, something like that looked extremely cheap. Because in reality, it just looked like they were stirring water inside of a sink that's just changing colors. That's it. It looked extremely cheap. Anyways, they need the water to boil, which the potion, which she didn't think about that because she was going through a hallucination. So how do we get the water in the sink to boil? Teen is is there a sous vide machine? That is the quickest sous vide machine I've ever seen. Because he just sticks it into the water and it instantly works. The water's instantly hot. That's not how a sous vide machine works. And wow, it's very convenient that this magical household just happened to have a sous vide machine. So anyways, they keep on stirring and then blah blah blah. They make the potion, they cure themselves. And then they have to escape because the house was suddenly transported to the bottom of the ocean. If they don't escape, they'll drown. So they escape, and then Mrs. Davis, Sharon, dies. Agatha's just who's Sharon? And then the episode ends. The show's not great. It's mid to okay at best. It's nothing really thrilling. It's nothing really too amazing. It's just eh. And before watching the show, a lot of people were saying who is the show made for? It's not made for guys, it's not really made for girls, it's not really made for comic book fans. Who's the show made for? A lot of people, concluded that the main demographic this show is appealing to is wine-drinking middle-aged moms who have a hint of interest for superheroes. So yeah, that was not any more apparent than this episode, where all the ladies sat around in the living room drinking wine and talking about their problems in life. So we did learn one detail, that Agatha actually did sacrifice her own kid. You know, that's a story from the comics. So a lot of people, especially new rock stars, are predicting that Teen is like a reincarnated version of Agatha's kid. Or maybe the soul of her kid is possessing this Teen. I don't know, we'll have to see. Does anyone really care, honestly? Alright, after all that midness with Agatha, let's talk about another show that's actually good with the Penguin. Now, I actually watched this just before starting this. I was supposed to watch it yesterday, but it just kept on buffering and then it kept on crashing, so I couldn't watch the episode. So instead, I watched it earlier tonight, just before starting this. And I don't really know how I'm supposed to talk about the Penguin. It's more of like a mafia show than, you know, an actually action-packed show. So I'm not exactly sure how to talk about these episodes, I mean. I do like the fact that Oswald, you know, Penguin himself, he just keeps on getting out of the situation that he's really bad into. He put himself in a really bad situation, and by the end of the episode, he's like, you know, he's almost free from it. So everyone's still wondering who killed Alberto Falcone. And, Oz was able to, like, push the blame onto Salvador, who is in jail. Blah, blah, blah. And then plot of the episode is they kind of want to pin the idea of the murder to someone else, Johnny Vitti. So there's actually like a shootout at the beginning of the episode where Oswald betrays them to like tell both sides of the story or whatever. Sophia hires some detective guy to find answers on who the rat is in the family. Well, he comes close. He finds someone who is hospitalized, who was in that shootout, I think. He could easily have given up Oz's name. But then, you know, Oz finds him. He's like, you gotta say Johnny Vitti's name, you understand? You do that, and I help you get out of this. But then Vic, he got caught trying to sneak some diamonds into Vitti's car. So, yeah, the plan is a bust. So instead, Oz actually kills that guy, rather, you know, slowly and painfully. You know, so that way he can't say anything. He can't expose either Johnny Vitti, because the plan's ruined, and he can't expose Oswald either. So then they're now looking for a knife. Everyone is, you know, locked into the house. They're searching everyone, patting them down, looking for a knife. Oswald is so lucky, so smart, that he was able to plant the knife on, like, the bodyguard of Sophia. And then he takes the blame. He takes the blame for killing Alberto Falcone. And he takes the blame for killing that other guy to try to, you know, hide information. So Oswald is clean now. Everyone suspected that other guy to have killed Alberto. And now he's dead. So Oswald is, you know, no longer a suspect. He can live pretty happily now. That's like the most bare rundown of the episode. There also was, you know, the scene with his mother, how his mother has dementia, and what else happened? There was also a Riddler name drop. They haven't yet name dropped the Batman yet. I don't know if this show can afford having Robert Pattinson cameo at, like, the end of the final episode or not. I don't know, we've seen crazier things. We saw the Justice League appear at the end of Peacemaker. Even if it was just really Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa on screen. But hey, we've had crazier things happen, right? We had Ezra Miller show up in Crisis, didn't we? So yeah, we'll see. I mean, if anyone were to do it, it's DC. That's actually one thing DC has over Marvel, is actually being good with their connectivity between shows and movies. For the most part. I know some of you guys might be saying, like, what are you talking about? The Marvel Studios television shows, they are, you know, directly connected to the MCU. Well, you forget before that era, all the other TV shows that were made by Marvel Television, not Marvel Studios, you know, for many years, we were still questioning the canonicity of them. The Netflix shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the other shows like Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, Hellstrom. Who remembers Hellstrom, right? Inhumans. No, nobody talks about Inhumans. We don't talk about that. You know, I actually forgot I was doing Dynamax Adventures this whole time. Oops. And you know, I did notice one particular casting, Theo Rossi. He plays Julian Rush. Now, I know him for playing Shade on Luke Cage. So now they now have both Shade and Alex... what was his last name? Alex Page? What was his name? Oh god. What was his name in Runaways? No, Alex Wilder. Where'd I get Alex Page from? So yeah, that alone is already 2 Marvel TV actors who showed up in this show. At least the ones that I noticed. Okay, what else can I listen to? There's not really much else for me to talk about when it comes to Penguin. So yeah, there you go. 3 different shows I talked about. Daryl Dixon, Agatha All Along, and The Penguin. Any shinies yet? No. No, I wish. Oh yeah, I did get a shiny Machop in Pokemon Go today. That's it. Just to play something. This is pretty chill. I should get that Pokemon box. Nah. I don't collect cardboard anymore. Unless specific reasons, like McDonald's cardboard. Did you watch Dee Dee yet? Are you planning to watch that? You know, I've been seeing more and more about the show from... You told me about it too, and you know, after you told me about it, I've been seeing non-stop stuff about it. I've been seeing reviews for the show pop up in my recommended. I see trailers for it as, like, you know, YouTube ads. It's like, ever since you told me about the show from, I've been seeing non-stop stuff about it. I haven't seen the show, I haven't even heard about it until you told me about it. I don't know. We'll see. Is this a little too loud? I'd rewatch the whole thing with you. Bro, it's literally your type of show. It's a bit scary though, more creepy than scary. Awesome, the creepier the better. Man, I haven't been paying attention to Dynamax Adventures. I only did like one full round this whole time. I'm like halfway into the second one now. Well, one full one after I said there's no shinies in this one. Oh, and I actually don't remember Lunala being this tough. And Lunala's not that hard. I've lost to it a couple times, just like always. You know, every time I've hunted for it. But this time it's like, damn, why is Lunala this hard right now? Pause. So, like, I've lost to it a couple times. And if I'm losing this frequently to Lunala of all things, I'm just thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna be hunting for Zygarde. Well, at least for Zygarde, there's a big community hunting for it all the time. So I should be fine. As long as I have someone to host or I find myself a good path. The music's not too loud, right? It's okay? It's perfect? Cool, cool. Queso's playing Granny 3 right now. Bro, I was about to send you that. Or send that to you. I'm in a drive-thru at Burger King. Can I please get a Whopper Jr. with onion rings? God damn it, that song is so hilarious. All you queso fans out there, you instantly know what I'm talking about. Oh, I haven't mentioned this yet. So, you know, after we got the shiny Patrat last time, I said I was going to hatch all the remaining eggs on my own, which I did. It took me an entire day. Now, that might not sound that bad, but keep in mind, I had like, I forget how many boxes, maybe like, I don't know, like 12 more boxes? I forget how many more boxes of eggs I had left to hatch. Now, you've seen me here, it took me like 2.5 hours to evolve 5 of them. And obviously, I wasn't going to do every single egg, like, non-stop the entire day, right? I would, you know, have to stop to do stuff or whatever. So I hatched all those remaining eggs in 1 day. And then the following 3 days after that, leading up to me doing this, I collected just under 810 eggs. I think because I had 4 spaces, 806. Which, that was a lot of work, folks. Collecting eggs in this game takes a very long time. And the fact that I had that condensed into 3 days, that was a lot of work to do in 1 day. So, you know, 27 eggs. Wait, what? 27 boxes of eggs. 3 days to collect all of them. If I were to get minimum 9 boxes a day worth of eggs, yeah, I can do that. That's 270? 270 eggs times 3 days. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little curious, just because I haven't been paying attention. How many female ones have I gotten so far? None I have hatched in this box so far have been female. Okay, I see 1 female. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 females out of 30, 60, 66, 72, 73, 74, 75. 75? And only, what did I say? 5 female? That don't feel like, well, actually, no, I think that is. No, I think that is. That is like 87% male to 12% female. No, I think that is. I think it's a little bit more male right now. It's more like, I don't know, like 90, 92% male. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Remember, folks, I failed high school math, but I only passed. I passed only on a technicality. I got a 49.5 in math, so the grade I got was failing. Was a failure. But because they needed to round it to a whole number, it got rounded to a 50, which is a pass. Yo, I was there to witness. He ain't lying. I've never lied about that. That's been the hard truth all these years. I technically failed high school math, but I passed on a technicality. Because 49.5, while a fail, needed to be rounded up to a whole number. So it got rounded to a 50, and I passed. Grade 9 math? No, I think it was grade 10. 10th grade math. No, grade 9 math, I remember I passed with like a 60-something. What a jump that was. I got like an A in 8th grade math, and then 9th grade, it went all the way down to a 60. Well, that's the difference between elementary school and high school. Just 1 grade up from 8th grade to 9th grade, and I super did way worse on math. I didn't fail the first year. You know what? This is a theme that I've wanted to play for a little bit. I can't exactly... How does this one sound? This is a really good, really good theme adaptation. The original Mipha's theme was so calming, so somber, and then this one's so upbeat. So tense. You remember What's that? Equations? Is that what you're saying? No matter what you're asking, no, I don't remember any high school math. Oh, EQAO. I spat all over the screen there. Oh, you know what? Speaking of filth. So earlier today, knowing my clumsy ass, I accidentally dropped my phone into the toilet at work. You don't need me to tell you how dirty it is. So yeah, I dropped my phone into the work toilet. Thankfully, it wasn't after I pissed in it, it was before. And thankfully, no one shat into the toilet just beforehand, But that still doesn't change the fact that my phone went into the toilet. So obviously I fished it out, I cleaned my phone. Got some pads, got some, cotton pads. A lot of rubbing alcohol and just completely all over my phone. Dang, an indoor phone wash. I see how the screen looks for you guys. I don't know how likely you guys will be able to notice the shiny. I have a better chance of noticing it since the 3DS screen's right in front of me. So if there's a difference, I can notice it. But for you guys, you might not really be able to tell. Maybe you can. We'll have to see whenever the shiny shows up. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe the shiny shows up, I'm celebrating, and then all you guys are like, is that shiny? Squinting your eyes, really looking at the screen. I also thought about something. So, whenever the shiny shows up, and if, like, this is really gonna be wild if this happens. If when the shiny hatches and it's not from the first egg, say like the third egg in the party, had a couple extra steps and that egg hatches first, and it turns out to be shiny, what do I say in terms of like how many eggs it took? Do I base it on like what order I got the eggs in, or how many hatched first? Do you know what I mean? Say the third egg out of 5 hatches first because it had a couple extra steps put in, and then it was shiny. Do I, add 3 to the counter, or do I add 1 because 1 egg hatched, or do I put 3 because that's the third egg I would have gotten? It just had an extra step put in. So that egg hatched first. So, like, do I add 1 or do I add 3 to the counter? I mean, the chances of that happening are pretty low, right? That's not gonna happen, right? Oh, I didn't even answer your question. Do I remember EQAO? I think that might be just a Canadian thing, so any American watchers out there, not like there is. I think EQAO was a Canadian thing. I think it happened every 3 grades, so like 3rd, 6th, 9th. I forget, I don't know if it happened in 12th grade. I don't think it did. I could be wrong, I don't remember. So yeah, EQAO. I forget exactly what that was. Some sort of like government school exam for you to do to test your intelligence of the year, I think. Oh my god, there's a bot in the chat. Where's my mod when I need him? Likely harasser restricted. Oh, you don't see any bot? Maybe it's because... Maybe because it was... it does say here, likely harasser restricted. So maybe you don't actually see it, but I do. How do I... Can I block this? Can I... I don't know, it's already been blocked. So I guess you guys don't even... You guys don't even see it. I see it, though. Alright, you know what? Good. Good. You guys don't see it. Fantastic. What do you guys think of the song? I like how upbeat the song is. You know, when I needed some sort of background noise when I was studying for school, this would be one of the options I had. Sure, it may not be that calming and soothing, but hey, it was still something. When I ran out of calm and soothing music to listen to, and I wanted something different, this would be one of the options I would put on. What exactly am I going to do with that 3rd shiny Patrat? Well, I don't know if I'm going to transfer it, actually. I'm going to transfer the first 2 to the Switch. I think I'm going to leave the 3rd one here on the 3DS. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do if I were to get an extra shiny of everything else I'm hunting for. If I get a 3rd extra shiny Pansage, I'll just leave it on the 3DS. I'll transfer the first 2 to the Switch. You transferring it? Oh, I was thinking Pokemon Go. I have boneheadedly accidentally transferred shinies before because I wasn't thinking. It happened recently. Beldum Community Day happened a couple months ago. It was in the heat of work. I was trying to, work as well as catch because, shinies. And then, because I was a little busy and I wasn't really thinking or paying attention, I caught the shiny Beldum and I transferred it without thinking. Still brings tears to my eyes. And a shiny Beldum, too, of all things. I forget what else I transferred before. I think I transferred a shiny Pikachu. I forget what else I transferred. Or maybe it was an Oshawott. I can't remember. Same thing. It was Community Day and I wasn't really paying attention, so I accidentally transferred it. I forget what I transferred, actually. You transferred one because you were dared. What a heinous act you performed. Uh... The Torchic, you remember? Was it? No, I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. Oh, whoops. I forgot once again. I'm doing Dynamax Adventures. Oops. I need to have that screen up constantly, because I keep forgetting that's what I'm doing also. I don't know if you heard that. My mom just opened the door. And matter of fact, she opened the door to reveal to me that the light outside is on when it doesn't need to be. I need to go outside and turn off those lights. Imagine you found shiny and you forgot on the side. Well, it doesn't work like that when it comes to Dynamax Adventures. Okay, as soon as these eggs start hatching, I'm gonna go real quick to turn off the lights in my house. I think while I'm going to turn the lights off, I may as well just use the bathroom as well. Run back and you find you got the shiny. If only. That'd be sweet if it happened. Okay, I'll be right back. First, I'm going to pause. Turn on. Be right back. How do we do? That looks pretty normal to me. You know, so I mentioned at the top of this how, excuse me. I mentioned at the top of this how, you know, family member after family member, everyone's just landing in the hospital. So, you know, a lot of people are getting sick these days. You know, the changing of seasons, the temperature change, it's very easy to get sick these days. And nobody likes being sick. You know, with what I do sometimes, it would be really easy for me to get sick. So with the changing of seasons going from summer to autumn, instead of hot, it's cold. It's cold outside. So obviously, if it's cold outside, you would turn up the heat inside. And I don't like the heat. I like colder temperatures. So inside, if it's a little too hot for me, what I do is I just take off my shirt. I just go shirtless, just to keep cool. Now I do that in the safety of home, because don't nobody want to see me like that. Not even my family likes to see me like that, but I'm home, damn it. So because I often take off my shirt at home, just because of how hot it gets, you know, my family's concerned. My family's concerned, like, you could very easily catch a cold like that, right? And you know, I could have just worn a tank top to do this tonight. So, you know, if there was a chance that you saw a little more meat in the reflection, that would have been why. I decided not to. So here I am sitting quite warm because of that. I think because Pansage takes a little bit longer to hatch than Patrat, I might have to, you know, not hatch as much, sadly. Like, for Pansage, not Pansage, for Patrat, I was able to do 5 boxes reasonably in a night. But because Pansage now, it takes a little bit longer to hatch, that time is going to add up. I might only be able to go back to do 4 boxes now. Making the shiny hunt take much longer. Man, I don't know if it would have been a good idea to mention this or not. But I'm going to mention it now. So you visited the store. You visited me the other day. And, you know, once again the topic came up, like how you mentioned your girlfriend liked how I look. Man, you told me the story of, if your girlfriend met me before you, she would have definitely tried to date me. Now, I can't imagine that would have been too nice to hear, you know. Like, let's just say for a moment, I had a girlfriend, and then I got introduced to her friend. Damn, it would sound really scummy of me if I were to tell my girlfriend, damn, your friend's really hot. If I met your friend before you, I would have definitely tried to date her instead. It's like, damn, that doesn't sound that great, now does it? Oh shit. No, I almost, you know, I almost won that path. No, I need to reset to save it. Now, inherently hearing that, it doesn't make me feel too great. I'm not overly happy to hear that. You know, the one thing that, you know, does make me feel a little bit better is knowing that there is, in fact, at least one person out there who genuinely thinks I look good. But aside from that, like, yeah, hearing that doesn't really bring much joy to me. Another bot in the chat? Good, another likely harasser restricted. Damn, what is with these bots tonight? You know, Mudahar just put out a video about the dead internet theory. Wow, I'm witnessing firsthand. Maybe that's true. Nah, that just means there's more people out there than you think that likes you for who you are. I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, hell, one person out there who actually, unironically, genuinely thinks I'm a good-looking person. Hell, one person? That's a new world record. But yeah, it's like, one would expect that'd be a good thing for me to hear, but no, it's not. Aside from the point I just told you, which is, you know, at least someone actually thinks I look good for a person. Yeah, that's not really a thing that I'm trying to hear. That doesn't really sound that good to me. My friend's girlfriend telling, oops, I hit the mic. Telling him, damn, if I met your friend before you, it's like, damn, that's not something I quite want to hear. I feel like some people might make the argument, bro, no offense, it's a missed opportunity. If you were searching sooner, it's like, well, we'll never know. That's not how the timeline played out. And I don't want to hear nobody, I don't want to hear not a single person out there say, you know, potentially stealing this man's girl. No. No thanks. I'm not interested. You know, us boys, we loyal. We don't do that to our boys. You know, my friends and I actually had a discussion about that at one point. Nah, she changed her type. Yeah, after you got with her. And then now she looks at me and is like, oh, never mind. I don't like the way you look anymore. Anyways, like, yeah, my boys and I, we actually had a discussion about this. Like, if, you know, if one of the guys, one of our exes approached, you know, one of us, the friends, and be like, listen, we both have urges and we're both adults. Let's just get those urges out of our system and just move on. It's like, would us as boys be down for that? Nothing, what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing serious, no actual, like, I don't know how to phrase this. Like, no actual romantic feelings, it's just, you know, doing the deed to get it out of the system and just move on. It's like, would us boys really do that? Like, if, let's say, one of my friend's exes came to me and said, listen, we both horny, well, can we just get it done with to get it out of our system, and we don't need to get together or anything. It's like, we as boys were all like, nah, we don't do that to each other. I'm not about to betray my boy by telling her, yo, I slept with your ex. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do betrayals like that. If he liked her a lot in the past, then hell nah. Something about us boys you got to understand is we loyal. And after everything I did, I owe them to be loyal. If he hated the shit out of her, then also hell nah. Bros before hoes. I'm not gonna lie, I did forget that golden rule before. You know, bros before hoes. I did forget that rule before, which is why, you know, I owe it to my boys to be loyal. Obviously, the story will change if, you know, one day married and kids, but obviously, like, something totally different there. You want to know what's pretty funny, though? When it comes to my sister and her husband, he doesn't really have any friends. If you're not counting, like, coworkers, then he doesn't really have any friends, period. It's like, damn, that's kind of sad. Obviously he had friends during school, but I don't think they stay in touch anymore. And like I said, the only friends he really has is coworkers. So, like, actual, genuine friends to hang out with and grab a beer at night, I don't think he really has any. Oh, this poor man. And he married, of all people, my sister. This poor, poor man. It's okay. I will have drinks with him, even though I don't drink. I'll go to the bar with him and I'll have a club soda. Now, what about if a guy you barely know, but still know? You know, actually, I think I ran into someone we knew from high school working at our local Shoppers Drug Mart. I saw him, he saw me, my hair was a mess because I hadn't washed it yet. I'm sure he recognized I'm sure he recognized me. I recognize him. I cannot for the life of me remember what his name was. I don't think he liked me very much back then anyways. And to find out, damn, he's working, like, pretty close by to me. It's like, okay, now I need to be cautious when I walk there. Because it's like, oh my god, does this guy from high school who doesn't like me notice I'm walking around in the store? How you guys doing? Would you want to work where I work? No. No, sir, I would not. Somebody comes in and asks me, yo, what's the newest model for the shoes? I'm like, I don't care. I don't know. I don't care about shoes. I just work here. I've tried that kind of sales before. It ain't for me. Like, I've tried your kind of job before. It didn't work out for me. I left after like 3 days. But then again, at that job, I really served no purpose. Because majority of the clientele who were asking me stuff were asking in Mandarin, and I don't goddamn speak Mandarin. As much as, you know, contrary to what the world believes about me, I don't speak Mandarin. So my job was to tell the customers, let me find someone who can help you, who actually does speak the damn language. That was basically my job, and I did that for like 8 hours just standing there, redirecting people. Redirecting Mandarin speakers to people who could actually help them. That was my job. I was supposed to stand there and help customers, but everyone spoke Mandarin to me, and I don't speak the damn language. So my job was to ask someone else to ask them. That was my job. And I'm just like, man, why the hell am I even working here? You know, one could argue, like, bro, that's an easy job right there. You just stand around for 8 hours and you don't do shit and you get paid for it. That's an awesome job. No, it was torture, man. It was torture. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I left after like 3 days. You know, I didn't even want the job to begin with. My mom basically volunteered me to do it. And so suddenly I was there. I put on the workers t-shirt and suddenly I was there. Out of nowhere, I was there. I didn't have to hand in a resume or nothing. My mom just told me, come with me. We went to the store and they basically just said, alright, put on a uniform. Get started. And I'm just like, what the hell? What am I doing here? What do I do here? And that's basically was my job. I stand there and I redirect customers to others who could actually help them. And I think majority of the staff knew, like, my complaints as well. Because they low-key were asking me to do stuff, like grab stuff and restock stuff, and I'm just like, where the hell do I get it? I just started with no training, no idea where anything is. How the hell do you expect me to do anything? Like, they literally told me to go to the storage room and grab merchandise. I'm like, where the hell is it? I don't even know where it is, because I just started with no information. Bro, I could just teach you what to do. It's pretty simple. I'll think about it. Well, given it's already been half an hour of this music, let's see what else we can do. Queso music. Man, this will get taken down instantly, and you know it. Oh, I just got this recommended and it... Yeah, why not this? How sad would it be if this was copyrighted? Because this song is so awesome. You know, I am sweating up a storm in this room because it is so hot. I think I'm just gonna hatch these. Okay, maybe turn this down a little bit. What? I can't hear you over the music? Are you serious? There's no way you're serious, right? Man, that's why... This is why I don't I preferably don't do background music because it's so hard to manage. I can't... It's kind of loud, this one. Alright, I'll turn it down a bit. See, that's why it's so hard for me to do background music. It's hard to manage. I can't test myself how loud it is. I need to trust the word of you guys. Oh, I forgot I'm doing Dynamax Adventures on the side. Lunala has been on my screen for I don't know how long, and I haven't been fighting it. Is the volume better now? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do what's left of this box and call it for tonight. You know, tonight we're just testing the waters. Testing to see just how long Pansage might take to hatch. So today we're just gonna hatch 4 boxes. Maybe next time I'll do 5 boxes. And I'll be honest, I just haven't sent a postcard to Pokemon Go yet. Or from Pokemon Go. And I need to do that before midnight. Which is in 22 minutes from now. You know, the dark hour is in 22 minutes. Alright, will Lunala be shiny? No shiny Pansage? No shiny Lunala. You know, it wouldn't be too bad if I were to phase on Lunala right now. What I'm battling is Shiinotic, Golurk, and Boltund. And I fight all 3 with a Crawdaunt. Give me 5 pieces of Dynite ore. I have 800. I have 980. Here's 5. Of course, that number will go down quick. I don't know if the family tomorrow is gonna go visit, you know, dear old dad-in-law, technically, I guess. I don't know if we're gonna go visit him in the hospital or not. It'd be a nice gesture if we did. We'll see. Man, out of nowhere, he really just had a heart attack. I've never had anyone in the family had a heart attack before. At least not to my knowledge. So, yeah, it was pretty random in the morning. Like, on my way to work, my sister texted me, yeah, he had a heart attack last night. We are on our way to the hospital. I'm just thinking, like, at the time I was thinking, if it happened last night, why are you going to the hospital now? I suppose it was to visit him, I guess, because last night, 4 a.m., when it happened, they did go to the hospital. I imagine that was quite a scare. 4 in the morning, you get woken up because your chest is, you know, your chest is in pain, and then you just had to rush to the hospital. I imagine that was quite a scare. I was, you know, deep into slumber at that moment. Because, you know, ain't no way my sister was about to call us to let us know. Like, wake the hell up, it's 4 in the morning, he just had a heart attack. It's like, what do you expect us to do about it? Sure, we can go to the hospital for moral support, but, you know, it just wouldn't have made sense to inform us at that time. So yeah, he needs to stay at the hospital for a few days to be monitored. At first there were potentials. There was possibility that he might need heart surgery done, but then I was told, never mind, no need, because they stuck a tube from wrist to heart. And, you know, it was fine, but he still needs to be monitored. God damn, you do that to me, just let me die at that point. Ain't no way I'm letting anyone stick a tube in my wrist and it goes all the way to my heart. Oh, hell nah. You sure as hell ain't sticking no damn IV into my wrist, let alone a tube that goes all the way up my arm, all the way to my heart. The hell with that, I will voluntarily be 6 feet under. Ugh. You know, I've done surgery before, and I can still feel them ripping the IV out of my wrist. Ugh. If I'm not mistaken, because it happened a long time ago, it was in my left wrist. I was just waking up, and they just ripped it out of my wrist. Ugh, I can still feel it today. Ugh. You know, when I got my wisdom teeth removed, like, damn near 5 years ago, god damn, it's been half a decade nearly. When that happened, and, you know, I was breathing in the gas to make me fall asleep, they reached for my hand to stick the IV on top of my hand, and I just, like, kept pulling my hand away, like, you're not doing that till I'm asleep. And they did. I fell asleep, and then they stuck the IV into my hand. The top of my hand, too. Not the wrist, not my thick wrist. The top of the hand, where the veins are. That's the first time I heard of, you know, that technique on top of the hand. Whew. I need to stop talking about being poked by things, otherwise I'll start to have a panic attack. You guys enjoying your night? How's your night been going? I think next time I'll definitely be able to do five boxes of eggs. Like, if I were to start doing this at 9 p.m. instead of 9:30, I would still probably hatch 5 eggs, you know, past midnight. Finish hatching all 5 boxes. Did I say 5 eggs? Finish hatching all 5 boxes of eggs past midnight. So 5 boxes would take like over 3 hours. No wonder these shinies take so long. Thought you were gonna say Five Nights at Freddy's. Got my hopes up. Oh, I can't wait for the second movie and seeing a live-action Toy Chica. Oh, just wait till we get the movie adaptation of Security Breach, where we see a live-action, practical Roxanne Wolf. How the hell? Man, I picked the wrong egg. Look at this. How did I get this order of eggs? Somehow I grabbed this one. No idea how that happened. Alright. 5 more eggs. Can't wait to see live-action Sydney Sweeney as Zelda. You can't tell, but I'm nodding my head. Minecraft movie introduces Sydney Sweeney as Alex. Sounds like someone here is a little obsessed with Sydney Sweeney. Movie would be 5 stars for real. I mean, you never know, right? But, Madam Web had Sydney Sweeney and that movie bombed. Like, super bombed. So, you know, a Sydney Sweeney movie is not guaranteed to be successful. Alright, come on. Final 5 eggs for tonight. And in that time, we have won another Lunala raid. So let's see if we can end off with a shiny Lunala as well. Damn, no shiny Lunala, no shiny anything all day from Dynamax Adventures. I think this is the last egg. No. Well, that's all the eggs I'm gonna hatch for tonight. Real quick before I go, I just want to double check everything, make sure I didn't miss a shiny. I don't think so. And we already checked the 3 boxes ahead of this. Just gonna check the last few. Yeah, no shinies tonight. Well, it's a shame, but it's okay. So we hatched 4 boxes tonight. Next time I'll try to hatch 5. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.